In a galaxy filled with advanced civilizations, the small planet of Zaloria was facing a great crisis. The Zalorans, a peaceful and artistic race, had called for help. Their planet was suffering from a severe extinction event. A rare disease was killing their unique flora and fauna. The Zalorans sent countless messages across the stars, asking for aid from their more advanced neighbors. Little did they know, help would arrive from an unexpected source. Earth, known as a death world to many races. On Earth, a group of volunteers gathered. They called themselves the Alliance of Humanity. Captain Sarah Mitchell led the group. She was brave and intelligent, always ready for an adventure. Next to her was tech specialist David Chun, who could fix anything, and biologist Ana Rivera, who knew everything about plants and animals. The volunteers prepared for the journey to Zaloria. They trained hard, learning about Zaloran culture and the disease that threatened the planet. Each member was excited yet nervous, not knowing what awaited them. They boarded the ship, a robust space vessel named the Voyager. As they launched into space, anxiety turned into determination. When they arrived at Zaloria, the team was amazed by its beauty. Colorful plants stretched across the landscape, and various creatures darted through the trees. However, they quickly noticed that many plants were wilting, and the usually vibrant colors were dimmed. The Zalorans welcomed the Earth team. A tall Zaloran named Yellow was their leader. He looked worried, but his eyes sparkled with hope as he met the humans. Sarah spoke first. "We are here to help you. Tell us everything you know about the disease." Yellow nodded. "The disease affects our plants first, then moves to animals. We fear it will soon spread to our people. Our healers have tried many methods, but with no success." David pulled out his tablet, connecting it to their ship's database. "Let's collect samples of affected plants and animals. Anna will analyze them while I work on solutions." They ventured into the forest, gathering samples throughout the day. Anna was fascinated by the Zaloran flora, noting down observations and carefully examining the specimens. Meanwhile, the Zaloran children stared in awe, watching the humans work. Back at their camp, Anna began her analysis. "This disease seems to be caused by a unique fungus," she said, "but it has mutated here. If we can find a way to counteract it, we may save your planet." As days turned into weeks, the humans and Zalorans formed a strong bond. They shared stories, laughter, and even meals. The Zalorans learned about Earth's challenges, and the humans gained an understanding of Zalorian art and music. One morning, Anna looked excited. "I think I found a way to combat the fungus. It requires a mix of chemicals found in these plants." She pointed at a colorful Zalorian flower. "However, this flower is also infected." Yellow frowned. "But that flower is sacred to us. It is part of our history and culture. Without it, we lose a piece of ourselves." Sarah listened carefully. "We need to find a balance. Perhaps we can replicate the essential components of the flower, so the Zalorans keep their cultural symbol while we save the plants." After much discussion, Yellow agreed. The team worked tirelessly to synthesize the chemicals, needing teamwork and collaboration from both humans and Zalorans. As they mixed the components, there was a sense of urgency. The disease was spreading, and time was against them. Finally, after countless hours, David proclaimed, "It's ready." Everyone gathered as the small vial sparkled with a vibrant hue. Yellow took the vial, his eyes filled with hope. "We will apply it to our plants and animals immediately," he said, excitement buzzing in the air. As they spread the antidote across the fields, the team watched nervously. After a few days, the Zalorian plants began to recover. Colors brightened, and the animals returned. A sense of relief washed over everyone. They cheered, gratitude shining in their hearts. With the crisis averted, it was time for the humans to return home. Yellow stood before them, his voice steady. "You came here to help us, not knowing if we could be saved. Your courage is unmatched. Earth may be known as a death world, but your hearts are full of life." He presented Sarah with a beautiful tapestry woven from Zalorian threads, depicting their journey together. "This will remind us of our bond and the lessons we learned." As they boarded the Voyager, David turned. "We've gained more than just friendship. We learned that every world has its struggles, and we are stronger together." As they traveled back to Earth, the crew felt different. They had forged a deep connection with the Zalorans. The experience changed them, and they knew they would always cherish their friends on Zaloria. Back on Earth, the humans shared their adventure. They became advocates for interstellar relations, reminding everyone that sometimes help comes from the most unexpected places. Zaloria had not just been saved, it had united two worlds. As the tale spread across various star systems, it inspired many. Where there was fear or uncertainty, there could also be compassion and understanding. The Deathworlders had shown that life is not bound to a single form or planet. It is a universal treasure that must be cherished, nurtured, and shared. And so, the legacy of the Earth volunteers and the Zalorans continued to inspire hopeful tales across galaxies, building bridges of light in the vastness of space. Zorgonians, a peaceful, technologically advanced species in need of help. Humans, portrayed as powerful and somewhat terrifying Deathworlders. Ambassador Alara, a Zorgonian ambassador tasked with seeking help. General Theron, a human general leading the relief effort. Type Sci-Fi. The distress signal flickered across a galactic communication network, a desperate plea sent by the Zorgonians. A species renowned for their tranquility and advanced technology, they were now teetering on the brink of annihilation. A rogue black hole, an anomaly previously undetected, had appeared within their star system. Their home world, Zorgon Prime, was on a collision course. Ambassador Alara, a Zorgonian of exceptional composure despite the impending doom, transmitted their desperate call for assistance. Any civilization capable of assisting, please respond. We require immediate aid to evacuate our population. Our technology is insufficient to divert the black hole or move our planet. The message reached countless worlds, triggering a flurry of activity. Many offered technical advice, some sent automated probes, but few possessed the capability to provide tangible help on the scale required. Then, a response came from a source no one expected. Earth, the sole Federation, a relatively new player on the galactic stage, was known for two things: their rapid technological advancements and the ferocity of their warriors. They were, in essence, Deathworlders. Alara, along with the Zorgonian High Council, debated the wisdom of accepting their help. The stories of human aggression, their relentless drive for expansion, and their seemingly innate capacity for violence were widely circulated. Yet, desperation trumped apprehension. "We have no other choice," Alara stated, her voice echoing through the council chambers. "We accept their offer with caution." A fleet of human vessels, led by the flagship Dauntless, materialized near Zorgon Prime. The ships were imposing, bristling with weaponry that seemed excessive for a humanitarian mission. General Theron, a man with a stern face and eyes that reflected a lifetime of battles, hailed the Zorgonian Command Center. "This is General Theron of the Sol Federation. We have received your distress call and are here to provide assistance." Alara responded, her image appearing on the Dauntless main view screen. "General Theron, we are grateful for your swift response. However, we must confess to some trepidation. Your reputation precedes you." Theron's lips curved into a grim smile. "Reputation is a tool, ambassador, useful for deterring those who would take advantage of your vulnerability. But make no mistake, we are here to help." The human plan was audacious, bordering on insane. They proposed using a series of strategically placed gravitational anchors to nudge Zorgon Prime out of the black hole's path. It was a solution that required precision, immense power, and a complete disregard for risk. The Zorgonians, with their cautious and methodical approach, were aghast. "It's too dangerous," one of the council members protested. "The gravitational stress could shatter our planet," Theron countered. "Doing nothing guarantees your planet's destruction. We are offering you a chance, however slim, with no better options available." The Zorgonians reluctantly agreed. The humans commenced their operation, working with a speed and efficiency that belied their reputation for recklessness. Teams of engineers, clad in heavily armored suits, deployed the gravitational anchors. The devices, gleaming metallic spheres humming with barely contained energy, were anchored deep within the planet's crust. As the anchors activated, Zorgon Prime groaned under the strain. Earthquakes rocked the surface, and volcanic eruptions spewed molten rock into the atmosphere. The Zorgonians watched in horror as their world seemed to tear itself apart. Ilara, however, saw something else. She saw the unwavering determination on the faces of the human engineers, their relentless focus despite the immense danger. They were not simply following orders. They were committed to saving a world that was not their own. Theron, observing the planetary readings from the Dauntless Bridge, barked orders with an intensity that sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned human officers. He was a conductor, orchestrating a symphony of power and precision. Slowly, agonizingly, Zorgon Prime began to shift. The black hole, a swirling vortex of darkness, still loomed large, but its gravitational pull lessened. The planet strained against the anchors, groaning and shuddering, but it held. As the final anchor reached full power, a collective sigh of relief swept through the Zorgonian command center. Zorgon Prime was free. It had been moved just enough to avoid the black hole. The celebrations were short-lived. The gravitational anchors, having served their purpose, began to destabilize. The energy feedback threatened to overload them, creating a chain reaction that could destroy the planet. Theron, without hesitation, ordered his engineers to manually override the safety protocols. It was a suicide mission. Several teams volunteered, knowing full well that they would not survive. Ilara watched, tears streaming down her face, as the human engineers worked to stabilize the anchors. They were heroes, sacrificing themselves to save a species they barely knew. One by one, the anchors were brought under control, the threat of a catastrophic explosion averted. The human engineers, their mission complete, were consumed by the energy surge. With Zorgon Prime saved, Theron ordered the human fleet to prepare to depart. Ilara contacted him one last time. "General Theron, we owe you a debt that can never be repaid. Your people have shown us the true meaning of courage and sacrifice." Theron simply nodded. "We did what needed to be done, Ambassador. Just ensure the debt to be paid with respect, kindness, and to help others who are in need. Maybe our people will learn from one another." As the human fleet warped out of the system, Ilara looked back at Zorgon Prime. It was scarred and battered, but it was alive. The Zorgonians had asked for aid, and the Deathworlders of Earth had come. They had brought with them not just their power and technology, but also their compassion and unwavering spirit. The galaxy would never look at humanity the same way again, and the Zorgonians would never forget the debt they owed to the brave Deathworlders who had saved their world. The tale of their salvation would be told for generations, a testament to the unexpected heroism that could be found even in the most feared corners of the galaxy. In a distant corner of the galaxy, the planet of Valdyra faced a grave threat. The peaceful inhabitants of Valdyra, known as the Valdians, were being attacked by a ferocious group of space raiders. Desperate for help, they activated their ancient distress signal, a beacon that pulsed with blue light, calling for aid from any nearby worlds. On Earth, a bustling planet filled with diverse life, the distress signal reached a group of scientists and explorers at an advanced research facility. Among them was Dr. Ira Hawthorne, a skilled xenobiologist known for her curiosity about alien life. She gathered her team, which included Captain Tom Garcia, a brave pilot with years of experience in piloting spaceships, and Nia, a brilliant engineer whose inventions often saved the day. "Dr. Hawthorne, we must respond to the Valdians," said Captain Garcia, his voice steady. "If we ignore their call, they could face complete destruction." "Absolutely," Ira replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "This is our chance to show what humanity can do. We'll assemble our ship, the Endeavor, and set course for Valdyra." The team rushed to prepare the Endeavor. Nia modified the ship's weapons, ensuring they were ready for battle. Captain Garcia fueled the ship, and Ira studied every detail she could find about Valdyra and its inhabitants. Time was of the essence. Their journey would take several weeks, but they were determined to arrive in time. As the Endeavor sped to the vastness of space, Ira imagined what the Valdians might be like. She read reports about their bioluminescent skin and friendly nature. After many days, they finally arrived in orbit around Valdyra. The vibrant blue and green planet shimmered below them, but chaos reigned on the surface. Look at that. Nia pointed to the images on the ship's screens. Those raiders are attacking the cities. Captain Garcia took the ship down to land on the outskirts of the closest town. As they exited, they saw Valdians fleeing in all directions. The team could hear the sounds of destruction and fear. "Let's move quickly," Ira ordered. "We need to help them defend their homes." As they rushed into the town, they were met by a group of Valdians. They had slender bodies, glowing skin, and large, expressive eyes. One of the Valdians, a tall female named Lyra, stepped forward. "Please, you have come to help us," Lyra exclaimed, her voice filled with hope. "The raiders are attacking our homes. We cannot fend them off alone." "Yes, we're here to help," said Captain Garcia, brandishing his weapon. "Where do we find these raiders?" "Follow me," Lyra said, leading them through the chaos. Ira could feel the weight of urgency pressing down as they left groups of frightened Valdians behind. They arrived at the town square, where the raiders were busy stealing supplies and terrorizing the locals. Captain Garcia and Nia quickly took their positions, ready to fight. "On my mark," Garcia said, as Ira prepared a plan with Lyra. "We need to catch them off guard." As the countdown reached 0, Nia unleashed an electromagnetic pulse from her modified weapon, temporarily disabling the raider ships hovering above. The raiders, surprised and confused, turned their attention toward the sudden attack. "Now, charge!" yelled Captain Garcia. The humans and Valdians charged together. Ira, using her knowledge of biology, had given Lyra and her friends improvised weapons that could coincide with their abilities. The Valdians used their agility to dodge the raiders while firing energy blasts that Ira had taught them to channel. The battle raged on, and although the raiders were strong, the combination of human strategy and Valdian agility turned the tide. Ira felt alive, adrenaline rushing through her veins as she fought alongside Lyra, whom she had grown to admire. "Over there, we need to stop their leader," Lyra shouted, pointing at a large figure that stood apart from the rest, barking orders. Garcia and Ira sprinted toward the leader, but he was a fierce opponent. With a terrifying roar, he swung a weapon at them. Ira reacted quickly, dodging, but Garcia was caught off guard and knocked to the ground. "Tom!" Ira yelled, rushing to help him. Lyra joined her, using her speed to distract the raider. Ira worked quickly, using a stun grenade from their supplies. She threw it with precision, hitting the raider leader squarely in the chest. The explosion dazzled him, giving Garcia a chance to recover and push him back. With their leader incapacitated, the remaining raiders began to flee. Nia launched another pulse from the Endeavor, preventing any of them from escaping in their ships. The Valdians cheered, relief washing over them as the threat dissipated. "We did it!" Lyra laughed. "Thank you, Earth warriors." Garcia stood up, brushing dust off his uniform. "No, thank you. You fought bravely," he replied, offering her a hand. Ira smiled, feeling pride in their combined effort. She turned to Lyra. "You have a strong spirit, and your people are incredible." As they celebrated, Ira realized that helping the Valdians had not only saved them, but had also connected two worlds in friendship. The Valdians gathered around, their glowing skin reflecting the light of their new allies. Days later, as they prepared to leave, Lyra approached them with a small crystal. "This is a gift, a symbol of our friendship," she said. "Remember that Earth will always have allies on Valdyra." Dr. Ira Hawthorne, Captain Tom Garcia, and Nia boarded their ship, hearts full. They had not only brought aid, but had formed bonds that would last for generations. As the Endeavor lifted off, they looked back at Valdyra, knowing they had made a difference and ready for whatever adventures awaited them in the galaxy.